President Biden did his big boy press conference, and it didn't go well. At one point, President Biden referred to his vice president as Trump. The current vice president isn't Trump, it's Kamala Harris.
I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president. So let's start there.
President Biden is unsure if he signed another Ukraine security package. Biden said, quote, "I signed it last night, I guess." Soon after that, President Biden accidentally introduces Zelensky as President Putin and then blames Putin for his war and says that it's his fault he forgot Zelensky's name.
Secretary of Defense, we can talk about what the details of all that are. I signed it yesterday or last night, I guess.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Putin. He's going to beat President Putin. President Zelensky. I'm so focused on beating Putin, we got to worry about it. Anyway, Mr. President.
I'm better.
You are a hell of a lot better.
In a bizarre but funny video, Biden started to rant about diversity and women at the end of his speech yesterday. The cameraman tried his best to turn his camera off as fast as he could, but it was too late. The color bars at the end of the video make it even more comical.
I promised I was going to have a cabinet that looked like America. And it does. More minorities, more women, more labor. I'm serious. Think about it. That's who we are. That's why we're strong. We're diverse. We're strong. We've got to stop looking at it like it's a problem. It's an asset. It's an asset.
Actor George Clooney wants President Biden to drop out of the 2024 race. George Clooney originally endorsed Biden last month during a rich Hollywood fundraiser, but after Biden's historic debate defeat, Clooney doesn't believe Biden can win this year's election. Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy ripped into George Clooney and the Democrats over their ignorance with Biden's health issues. He even went on to suggest that a head of lettuce would get the same amount of votes as Biden, suggesting that Democrats are brain dead as well.
You just found out Biden was a vegetable 3 weeks ago? Where have you been for 2 years? Everyone knows he's a fucking vegetable. The guy can't get on and off a stage without getting lost. He talks about dead people like he had lunch with them yesterday. He can't fucking ride his bike without falling down. He can't get up and down fucking Air Force One without taking a tumble. No shit, he's a vegetable. He's been a vegetable for 2 fucking years. Democrats don't fucking care. And also, side note, if I know he's a vegetable, if Miss Peaches knows he's a vegetable, if Clooney knows he's a vegetable, if the Obamas know he's a vegetable, if everyone in the world knows Joe Biden is a fucking vegetable, why did he do that debate? Because the Democrats want to show the world that they have no choice but to fucking whack him. You have the good-looking guy from California, Gavin Newsom, waiting. It's all dirty politics. But fuck it. The Democrats were fine for the last year and a half, 2 years, fucking putting a vegetable in her face. They're fine with doing a fundraiser 3 weeks ago for a vegetable. So fuck it. Let's just have Trump run versus a head of lettuce. Honestly, the votes will probably be the same because people who voted for Biden or were voting, they hate Trump. It's not a pro-vegetable vote. It's we hate Trump and won't vote for Trump. So we're voting for a head of lettuce.
It has been announced that the Biden campaign is testing Vice President Kamala Harris in the polls against Trump. ABC News has Kamala beating Trump, Kamala up 49% and Trump down 47%. Emerson College poll has Trump beating Kamala, Trump up 49% and Kamala down 42%. The Hills polling also has Trump beating Kamala, Trump up 45% and Kamala down 43%. Whatever the case is, the Democrats want Biden out of the race.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know?
What can be unburdened by what has been.
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 What we can see, what we believe can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
Who we can be unburdened by who we have been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
Where we can be unburdened by where we have been and unburdened by where we are right now.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
The other day during a campaign speech, Trump urged his supporters to stop calling Chris Christie a fat pig because it's too mean and stuff.
That's supposed to be a little bit Democrat territory, but we're leading in Nevada, and a waitress came over, beautiful waitress, and I never like talking about physics. She's beautiful inside, because you never talk about a person's look, ever. You never mention it. The other day, I got very angry. Some man called Chris Christie fat, and I said, sir, and then he said he was a pig. I said, sir, Chris Christie is not a fat pig. Please remember that. He is not a fat pig. Please take it back. And the guy's looking at me like, really? No, we have to defend people. You can't call people fat. So I said about 9 times, he is not a fat pig.
That does it for today's news report. I'll end it with this simple question. Why do previous generations hate working with Gen Z? Well, this video might explain why people hate working with Gen Z.
Gen Z boss in a mini. Gen Z boss in a mini. Itty bitty titties in a bulb. Itty bitty titties in a ball. 5'3" in an attitude. 5'3" in an attitude. Secret product in a trench. Secret product in a trench. New friend green and a sneaky link. New friend green and a sneaky link. Fake 10 hands in a hoop. Fake 10 hands in a hoop.
Jesdi balter in a bitty, the balter in a bitty, itty bitty keys in a bulb, eating is in a wall. 5'3" in an attitude. By Critbury in an attitude. Secret product in a dress. Secret bar and stress. I put Ukraine grade and sneaky way. New friend green and sneaky way. Fake that I will know. Like that at the number.